What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday, team. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope it's going well smoothly. I hope you guys are healthy. You're getting it. You're getting after it. And most importantly, guys, I hope you guys are creating memories and seizing opportunities, team. The week's almost over. The week is almost over, and boy, has it been a week, guys. I'm gonna fill you all in. I'm gonna fill you all in. But either way, team, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you who are watching live as we go live on the live broadcast, fully interactive, so I encourage you guys to engage in the chat. Feel free to comment, participate, be part of the team, because that's what you guys are, guys, as we get into this Comfort and Chaos episode. Also, if you're watching on a later date, on a later episode, team, by all means, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Feel free to share it to a brother or sister or a homie or a friend or whoever who could benefit or even has some input. I look forward to that. I actually like the input, guys. Either way, team, I want to thank you guys. There's power and presence, so thank you for being present. Those of you who are with me on the live broadcast. It's not going to be a long one today, team. Yeah, I'll fill you in, but it's been a week, you know. But hey, nothing impossible. We go through chaos every day, and we will find comfort, and we will adapt, and we will overcome. So that's all that matters to me. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Boom. What's up, guys? Hey, welcome to yet again another episode. Yes, you guys thought you got rid of me. You thought you got rid of me. Yeah, no guests today, team. No special guests today. It's just you and me. That's it. It's just us, you know. But it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be a little learning moment for both of us. Some mentorship moment, you know. A moment of opportunity. That's what we call it. So, before we get started, you know, I do want to say it. I apologize. Those of you who are probably tuning in and wondering, hey, on Tuesday. Yo, where were you, dude? Well, let me tell you. Let me fill you in on my week, guys. So my week so far, as you can probably tell, I might look a little tan. You know why? Because I've been out in the field. Yes, been training. Been supervising some training. You know, when your soldiers are out there getting trained, you got to be there too, you know, from start to finish. And that is where I've been. Now, sometimes in my world, that means early mornings, late evenings, and that can take a toll. So I will admit, guys, on Tuesday, it was an early morning. I got back pretty late, and I was super tired, team. I mean, I was out of it. I would have been up here probably falling asleep. I mean, it would have been bad. It would have been bad. So I went ahead and made the call, which, you know, we as leaders, we got to make the call, team. Sometimes you guys got to make the call. And there's nothing wrong with that, because looking out for your health and welfare and your own personal well-being is always top priority. Remember that. So that being said, here we are today. You know, I wasn't going to go the whole week, you know, even though today was a long one too. You know, today we actually did we did some medical stick slings, team. You know, kind of like we call it combat casualty care, CCC. We did that today. We had some high-speed individuals, you know, come in and train the team. And then, of course, we ran some lanes and then did a whole physical competition and exposure, right after. Really good. But as you know, down here in Texas, it's hot, and we were outside all day. So, you know, I'm running on fumes, you know. But a lot, I got to say, it's been a journey. You know, normally I'll be sipping some Comfort and Chaos tea, but tonight our Chaos tea is a nice ice cold diet soda. So that's what I'm sipping tonight, because I got another early morning tomorrow, you know. And also I've been on this thing, and we're going to talk about it here. But As you guys know, I want to thank you for being patient. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and come be part of the team, the Comfort and Chaos team and the journey as a whole, because your guys' support and your presence always means a lot to me and is very much appreciated. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so onward. Quick PCCs, PCIs. We have our, we got our little our zinnies. We got our nice little Comfort and Chaos sipper. Nice little cold Diet Coke. We got our comms lined up because, as you know, senior leaders always got to have their comms up. Leaders, we always have our comms line open, and of course, our discipline devotional. Um, But I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. And I'm still trying to work on getting you guys this really cool guest. I got a good guest in mind. Maybe next week we might be able to make this happen. Next week's going to be a busy week as well, team. I got a lot of stuff going on next week. As you know, my ceremony, my change of responsibility ceremony happens next week. So there's going to be a lot of things going on, and I'm going to discuss that here. It kind of has to relate with the topic, and I want you guys to be aware of that. And it's, today's topics is titled "My Fear," and this is the F word is what I call it, and it's something I'm pretty sure we all go through. It's a very strong feeling, but we're gonna dive into that. But first, let's go ahead and let's start off. As you know, we like to start off all these. I like to always start off with a nice little read from our discipline devotional. Okay, and then we're gonna get started. Okay, so this one is we're going back to the beginning on this one, team. The Way of Discipline is the title. All right, The Way of Discipline. People look for the shortcut, the hack, and if you came here looking for that, you won't find it. The shortcut is a lie. The hack doesn't get you there. And if you want to take the easy road, it won't take you to where you want to be. Stronger, smarter, faster, healthier, better, free. To reach goals and overcome obstacles and become the best version of you possible will not happen by itself. It will not happen cutting corners, taking shortcuts, or looking for the easy way. There is no easy way. There is only hard work, late nights, early mornings, practice, rehearsal, repetition, study, sweat, blood, toil, frustration, and discipline. Discipline. There must be discipline. The root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution, the core principle that overcomes laziness and lethargy and excuses. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I will do it tomorrow. What's the hack? How do you become stronger, smarter, faster, healthier? How do you become better? How do you achieve true freedom? There's only one way, the way of discipline. That is so true. That is so true. And I can tell you I'm a prime example of that. I'm an example of that because there has been so many times, I think even yesterday was one of them, yesterday, like as I said, guys, it's been a week of long days, early mornings, and just training and getting ready for the next day. So I've been getting home real late, leaving real early, getting home late. And when I get home, I am so just exhausted, mentally, physically, just exhausted to the point where it's like I sit down and I take off my boots, unblouse my trousers, and I just want to put my feet up and then just say, wow, this is so comfortable right here. This feels good. And knowing in my mind that it's like, hey, you still have goals that you want to accomplish. get your ass up, get in that gym, and just get at it. But then I come in my mind, this other side of my mind, but you know what? You can do it tomorrow. Take a rest. You were out and about today. It's been a long day. Take a rest. And then that's when I have to just, take that extra shot of discipline. And then think back to, hey, what is the message I'm trying to preach? What I got to be the example, And so I do it. And I know the price I'm paying. I'm waking up even early the next day and even more tired because I worked out the night before, again, on top of So that is discipline. But I know that in order for me to achieve this goal, I got to include discipline. Another good example would be, normally, guys, you know me. I like to dabble in some of the adult beverages, but lately, I got some goals, and I've been cutting back a lot. So I want to thank you guys who have been supporting me on that journey. But yeah, and that also requires discipline. Discipline can be applied in anything we do, guys. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Discipline can literally be included in literally anything you do, whether it's a financial goal, a workplace goal, a relationship goal, a goal to improve yourself, both mentally, physically, and so on, And because that chaos is going to come, the challenges will present themselves. Those rough roads, those storms are going to come. But when you have a little bit of discipline, just that little bit of drive, that little bit of urge to press on, get through this, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end, So keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so let's get on with this. Okay. The F word, team. Fear. This is a tough one. And the reason why, because I'm being transparent here, And it's so weird how sometimes I see these self-episodes and they turn into really just kind of like a therapeutic transparency time for us, But I hope and I pray that somebody out there can benefit, from what we discuss or what I discuss here with you guys, because they're learning points for me, and I'm pretty sure somebody can learn out there. So fear, we all have it. We all have it, and it creeps in, and it will continue to creep in. One of my biggest fears, believe it or not, is what I can't control. And I've learned this recently. I've been going through a process of rejuvenation, a process of just bettering myself, mentally, physically, emotionally, and making myself better. And in that process, I've been doing a lot of things. I've been doing a lot of meditation, engaging with professionals, engaging with also professionals on the faith side as well. Hey, Rags, I see you. Thanks for tuning in. But I want to say, this is just me being transparent with you guys, is I've learned something, and I've learned something. And the one thing that I learned is there's a true fear that I have, and that fear is what I can't control. Now, it sources back to many things, but that has been my toughest challenge. That has been the chaos I've been facing lately, is the fear of not being able to control or not have a hand in the decision-making process, And that's just that has been the challenge that I have been engaging with. And there's something I've learned, though. And here's the learning point, though, is We need fear. We do. We need it. We need it because it's when we face those fears, it's when you face that storm, that is when you become better. When you engage it, you know, you use it as a tool. Because if I approach fear and I see it face to face and I turn away and walk away, the fear wins. And I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what growth, what strength, what version of myself I could have accomplished if I just faced it. So that is something I feel like we all can relate to. I feel like it is something that we all engage or have engaged. It's through that fear that we use it. We can use it as a tool to motivate ourselves, as a tool to grow, as a tool to be better. That is something I've been focusing on. I really feel like it can be very toxic at times. As a leader, I'll never forget this one time. Um, we were on what's called the rappel tower. It's a big, huge tower, about 30 feet high, in the field, and we're training and we're teaching soldiers how to conquer that fear. One, fear of heights. Two, fear of trusting your equipment and trusting your ability, and in harnessing yourself, and then using your own strength, your mental strength, to get you down from the top to the bottom by using the techniques that have been taught to you that you've mastered. But now it's the test time. And you will literally see soldiers kind of shrivel up, shake. They'll be fearful, because that fear starts to kick in and it starts to take over their bodies, And you literally see it. And when you see it, the leader in me is like, no, man, you got this. You got this. Now, when I say that to a soldier, I'm saying that because, hey, you've demonstrated the potential. You've demonstrated the knowledge. You've demonstrated the strength. Now, you need to face that fear that's literally standing in front of you and use it. And know that when you get through this task, when you get to the bottom of that tower, you're going to look up and you're going to be like, wow, look what I just accomplished. Look what I just achieved. And you're going to probably want to do it again and again. And the next thing you know, that fear is out the door. But that fear is what made you stronger. It made you more focused when you got up there. When I got up there the first time too at basic training, I was scared. I hate heights. But I knew that I'm going to use it to make me stronger. It's going to make me more focused. Hey, am I doing this right? Do I got this right? Okay, don't look down. Hey, look at what's in front of me. Look at the task. Okay, feet are planted. I'm good. Harness is good. Okay, I got my reverse, my brake good. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm sweaty. My palms are sweaty. I got sweat going down my leg. I'm just sweating all over the place because I'm so nervous and I'm fearful. And my drill sergeants at the time, they knew my ability. They knew I can do it. And they just said, you got this. You got this. And I remember going down, kicked off, release, braked, kicked off again, release, braked. And in round 3, it took about 3 kicks, and I was down at the bottom. And I remember undoing my harness, and I look up, and I see this long, straight wall of the tower. And I'm like, wow, I just did that. And I was like, wow. And I immediately turned around to the next groups that are in line, and you can see them. They're all scared. They had the same shakes that I had. They were all scared. And I told them, don't worry, guys. You got this. And I used me as an example. I said, hey, I was just as fearful as you guys. But if I can do it, you can do it. Because to me, you guys are a lot smarter than me. You guys got this. So if I can do it, let that be encouragement that basically any of you guys, all you guys are going to be able to do it. You just got to face that fear, use it as a tool, and get through it. So that is definitely a huge learning point for me. It is something I've been working with and facing on the daily, you know. But fear's another. There are multiple forms of it, you know. I'm getting ready to face. I'm getting ready to take on a new job, a new role, and with this role that I'm about to embrace here pretty soon, it's going to come with it comes with fear. It comes with fear because I have the fear of messing up. I have the fear of doing a bad job. I have the fear of just not succeeding or not meeting the expectation that is set before me. And I can either run from that and let that fear manipulate me, let it manipulate my actions, or I can use it. It's good to be nervous. It's good to have those nerves and have that fear, you know, kind of just stand in front of you. Because I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it as a way to make sure I'm focused, to make sure I know what I'm doing, make sure that my knowledge that I've obtained, that I'm going to use it wisely. I'm going to make wiser decisions, focus decisions, and I'm going to look out for the team. And I'm going to look out for the betterment of the team, their well-being, and of course, the mission and execution. So I'm using that fear for that because it's a new role, you know. And it could be applied, and that's just in the workplace. That's in execution. You know, I myself too, even in relationships, you know, I have that fear of not being better version of myself, you know, of what I can't control. So now I've learned to use that fear, harness it, use it as a way to make sure that whenever I do get in that next relationship, I am going to be focused. I'm going to be driven. I'm going to make wiser decisions. I'm going to make the betterment of the relationship be the focus, you know. And it's through these learning points, guys. And it is through these learning points. And these are the examples that I'm just setting before you in applications for myself that I know that a lot of you probably have already experienced or even will experience, you know. But it is my goal. You know, that is what I'm shooting for, you know. And that's why it's the simplest things. And like we talked about what we just read, it's through discipline. You know, discipline literally, the term discipline equals freedom. It really is that, because you use that to engage the fear. You know, you trust your abilities, you're trusting your strengths, you're trusting your knowledge, you're trusting your learning points. And that is, oh man, that is the most important one. What have you learned? Because fear may have caused you to fail before, but what did you learn from that failure? Okay, here's what I learned. And you know what? Here's what I learned that I need to do to be better, to be stronger, to make wiser decisions, you know? And that is something that I know I have currently and am currently engaging. And you know what? That's a never-ending struggle if you think about it. If you think about it, that's going to be ongoing, because until that clock, our life clock stops, the work is going to keep going. The mind will always play games. You know, we're humans. We are humans. So that is something that we have to constantly engage, And if you guys out there are struggling with fear, fear of not doing better, fear of failure, fear of not accomplishing certain goals because you're fearful of what the result will be, or if you're going to meet that intent, fear of a new job, fear of a new relationship, fear of anything, fear of anything that you have set before you. Learn to use it. You can work through it. You can. And it's through that fear, and it's through working through it, that you're going to be a better version of yourself. I'll never forget when I got told I was going to deploy for my first deployment. I was scared. My first deployment, I was scared. And when I learned I got selected for it, amongst other groups, I was like, wow, it's real. It's real. I don't know. I mean, it was so fast. It was a simple decision, and it was fast. And then the next days we're like processing, And when we're going through what's called SRP, it's this big building where you go in and you're getting ready to deploy, and that's when it really hits you, because you're basically given this packet and you're going around to all these different stations. You're going to medical, you're going to legal, where legal's like, hey, how's your will? Update your will. And that's when it really hit me, because I'm like, oh man, this is real. Like, what are you saying here? And I'll just never forget the feelings, that's when the fear started creeping in, And I remember talking to one of my seniors, because he would ask me, he'd pull me aside. He said, hey, are you ready? Everything good? Everything good at home? Are you good? You ready to go? And honestly, I'm giving him the answer like, yeah. Hey, Sergeant, yeah, I'm ready. Okay. But are you really ready? And because he knew, and I said, yeah, I'm ready. Everything's fine. I'm good. So he knew exactly what to say, because he told me, he said, hey, you got picked for this for a reason. He said, you got chosen because you have the ability, you've demonstrated it. You have the knowledge, you've demonstrated it. You got the maturity, you've demonstrated it. You have the utmost faith and confidence in your command that you're going to do what needs to get done for the accomplishment of the mission, for the welfare of your soldiers, of your teammates, and you're going to come back. And I'll never forget when he told me that, because when he told me that, that's when it, really hit, and it kind of gave a sense of encouragement, because in reality, I didn't know who to vent to at that time. I didn't know how to talk about these fears. There's no one in my family was in the military. No one really faced that. I didn't know, but he knew, and he knew exactly what to say. And I've always respected him for it, and I try to be the same leader even now to this day. And I've learned that after that first deployment, there were those fearful moments, there's that fear, but I've learned I knew that when I came back, I looked back and I said, wow, did all that time there, gained all this new experience, gained all this new knowledge. And now I'm just a little bit better now, you know? And I used that fear, didn't even know it. Didn't even know it. So that's just another real world story, you know, of how you can harness that fear and use it. Use it for being that better version of yourself, you know. So don't be afraid, guys. You know, that fear is going to come. That storm, that cloud of fear will face us. It's inevitable, you know, because the real world can be scary. Real life can be scary. But understand that we can use the fear. You can use it. Let's not run from it, but let's use it. Let's use it to be stronger, better, make better decisions. Let's use it to succeed and achieve. And then we can look back and say, wow, look at that. Look how far I came. Yeah, it's crazy to think, team. It's crazy to think, you know. Even what we can't control, you know, even what we can't control. And that's got to be the hardest thing. I think that's one of the biggest fears I think we all can relate to is having the fear over the things we can't control. Because if we can control it, man, imagine, you know, I don't know what this world would be like. But just think of how much stronger we are now. You know, how much you can really hold on to what you accomplish and what you achieve. That's the important thing. That is definitely the important thing. So, when you guys are facing those fearful moments, let's use it as a tool. Let's use it as a tool. Okay. Let's see here. There was one more thing I wanted to touch base, guys, and that is, you know, I'm getting ready to embrace a new chapter. You know, as you know, I just had my birthday recently, and there's a whole new focus point. You know, a whole new focal point in my crosshairs. You know, and I really do enjoy these times that we have. You know, and I want you guys to know that because it's my way of relaying everything that I kind of am facing, everything that I'm facing, and also learning from. You know, I've always lived by the motto of no great leader keeps knowledge to himself. And that is something that I live by and I'll continue to do so, you know. And so as I'm continuing to progress and learn, I hope therefore you guys are also continuing to progress and learn. And by all means, team, if you have anything you'd like to share, if any of you are watching live right now, feel free to type it up in the chat, be either on Twitch or on YouTube. I would love to hear your guys' experience or your even thoughts on facing fear. You know, your thoughts on probably how you embrace it. You know, there's so many different ways and so many different avenues of approach on this, but I'm pretty sure you guys all have some points that I can learn from. So if you don't want to engage in the chat, feel free. You can comment down below. You know, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free comment down below, and I definitely engage them and learn from them. You know. So yeah, this week we've had some huge training events. You know, it's been a big training week for the team. We did the gas chamber. You know, everybody gets kind of fearful of the gas chamber, you know, and we did that. You know, we did some land navigation, which is another fearful avenue. A lot of people tend to forget because it's a lost art. You know, it's a necessary action. and necessary skill set as a military service member. But at the same time, it's one of those things that if you don't use it, you'll lose it, you know. And that being said, if we don't face those fears, you know, we don't constantly have that muscle memory on how to engage it or how to use it, how to harness it, it's something we can very well lose. So keep that in mind, you know. Always keep yourself going, you know, in a sense. Keep exercising that mindset, you know. Keep that discipline going, because when those storms come, you know, you want to be able to know exactly what to do. So definitely keep that in mind. Um, let's see here. What was the other? There was another thing I wanted to discuss. Um, so I'm trying to bring a guest in for the next episode. If not Tuesday, then probably on Thursday. But I definitely got an interesting guest. You know, there's times are getting crazy, team. I mean, we can do a quick little recap of that. But times are definitely getting pretty crazy out there. You know, economy's going crazy. You know, foreign affairs are just going through the roof right now. And times of just kind of really holding dear to your circles and taking care of them are definitely should be on everybody's focus right now, you know, because that's going to be what's going to help you get through, you know, that's going to be what's going to help you get through. The other thing I want to discuss, though, and we'll close it up with this, is one thing I've been seeing a lot of lately, you know, is what I call writing people off. There's times in the workplace that it's weird, because we'll have let's say a good soldier, you know, for example, a good soldier who puts in their time and service and they're doing good things, you know, multiple good things. And then it's like the moment they mess up, all of a sudden they get written off, you know, and that's something that I'm against. You know, I am against that, because one, we're human. We're human. We're going to make mistakes, but when I work with individuals who write someone off, to me, that speaks louder to me about that individual than about the person they're writing off. Because the way I see it is, that soldier's going to mess up. But you know what? That soldier can also bounce back. You know, what that soldier does, what we do after we mess up, that's going to dictate really who you are and what you're made of. You know, what level of resiliency do you have? What level of discipline do you have? What level of maturity and what mindset you have that you're able to learn, adapt, or change, whichever you prefer, and then re-engage. The bounce back. Because we're going to engage setbacks. But when you're writing someone off over a setback, when they did 50 good things and they had this one setback, okay, that says more about you than it does about them. In my eyes. So I would encourage you guys, you know, before you go and write somebody off, you know, take a good hard look at yourself. Take a good hard look at what good that teammate brought to you, what good that individual brought. Because sometimes if you dwell on that, you can also identify a better bounce back, the opportunity for a bounce back from that setback. If you think about that, you know, because it's always those bounce backs and those setbacks that are almost more rewarding to me as a leader than just writing them off. So I would encourage you guys. I would definitely encourage you guys. Oh, I see you, Ray. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Miss you, buddy. Hey, I got an empty seat here if you want to come back. Also, a good quote to support what you said earlier. Ooh, send it. I like that. I like that. Let's see. What's the good quote, man? I can definitely. I love learning from you guys. Definitely put it in here. But that is something, guys. Let's dwell on that bounce back. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. JFK. That is so true. That is so true. Let's get a round of applause for Mr. Ray Lopez, our previous guest. That is actually so true. Leadership and learning, they go hand in hand. You know, I've never met a leader who knows it all. And that's absolutely true. There's always something to learn. And you know what? That's the one exciting point that I'm looking forward to in this new position I'm about to take over is how much I'm going to learn. How much I'm going to learn about the job, how much I'm going to learn about myself, most importantly, and how much I'm going to learn about situations and soldiers, what they're going to teach me. You know, I've already learned so much just doing my handover, but being in the seat's a whole different ball game, you know, and I'm looking forward to that because that is it. Yeah, am I fearful? Of course I am. Of course. But it's like I said earlier, when it comes to fear, we got to use it. You know, harness it, use it as a tool. You know, use it as a tool to be better, be stronger, make better decisions. You know, and that's something I've been doing. That's something I've been doing by myself. Ray, I don't know how much you've caught, man, but yeah, that's something I've been doing by myself, and I rely on friends. You know, that's another thing, man. Is just relying on a friend. You know, you need friends. You need somebody. You know, because there's power in presence. And as a friend, if you guys have that opportunity, go be a friend. Go be present in someone's life. You know, and there's multiple forms of presence. You don't have to be there every day. Simple text message or whatever, you know. It goes a long way, and I'm a prime example of that, you know. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, I won't take too much of your time this evening. As you know, got another early morning tomorrow. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. But you know what? I'm not going to compromise my integrity here on my passion project, and I'm not going to compromise my integrity here with you guys. You know, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to execute that discipline. You know, I probably want to be sitting in the bath, sipping some bubbly, falling asleep, and then going to bed right now. But you know what? No. Got to be right here. And I wanted to get this message out to you guys because it is near and dear to me. You know, fear, and we'll do a quick little recap, quick little check on learning, guys. Fear. All right, let's use it. Let's use it as a tool. All right. Because I am very fearful of a lot of things. But I know that I can be stronger. I can be better. I can make better decisions from using this fear. So keep that in mind, guys. All right. I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap things up here, team. We're just about under an hour, so we're good to go. But I want to thank you guys all for being present this evening. You know, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the quote, Ray. Thank you, Rags. Thanks for tuning in as well. Those of you who are watching on the Twitch side, those of you who are watching on YouTube, hey, I thank you guys for being present during this broadcast. And if there's ever some information you guys like to share on this topic, you know, please, by all means, message me, comment down below, leave a comment, let somebody learn from that. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Oh, dude. Yo, guys, Ray's coming in with those heavy hitters, man. He's coming in with those heavy hitters. Martin Luther King. That is so true, dude. That is so true. I'm surprised you don't have all these, you need to have all these quotes on your desk, man. You need to have them all on your desk, you know. But yeah, that is so true. That is very true. You don't even have to see the whole staircase. Just take that first step. And that is something that I have been doing. That is something that I have been focused on and working on just to be a better version of myself. And I'm just taking it one step at a time. So if I can do it, team, just like I told you guys the story of the rappel tower just earlier in the video, just like I told you the story of the rappel tower. When I got down there, I immediately walked up to the formation of everyone who's about to go up. And I said, hey, if I can do it, you guys you're going to succeed. You have nothing to worry about. Okay? And that is me telling you guys, you know, if I can learn from this and if I can do this, I know you guys can too. So take that first step, as Ray put. And if I can do it, you guys can do it too. That's where we're going to end it, team. That's where we're going to end it. Hey, I seriously do. I seriously thank you guys all for being present this evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the kind words, guys. And if you're watching later on YouTube, guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share it to your friends, family, share it to someone close to you. You know, welcome into the Comfort of Chaos team, and let's continue to embark and learn and grow in this journey together. That's what it's all about. All right, guys. I will see you on the next one, team. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, guys, don't forget. Have a great night, bro. See you tomorrow. Get another drink soon. Hey, maybe tomorrow night, man. I got no plans tomorrow night. Maybe we can do something. Hit me up. If you want, I'll just come over to your place. We'll sit outside and front porch it. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, you already know, team. Let's practice, execute a little more discipline in our lives. Let's remember to harness that fear. Use it as a tool to grow. And let's not forget, do our push-ups. And take our vitamins, drink our water. Most importantly, team, continue mission. That mission of life. Pursue that new opportunity and don't hesitate on creating new memories, guys. Hey, from my world to yours, you guys be blessed and you have a great night, team. I'm out.